Welcome, everybody. Episode 79 of Christian Geeks Rockcast with myself, Steve Chalk, and Britt Mooney.
What is up, everybody?
Hey! You reminded me the other day that this has like become basically a monthly thing. So we're kind of doing once a month, and I think it's good. I think of once a month is a good rhythm, and it's like if we can get one out more often than that, that's great.
Yeah, I had a similar conversation with a pastor friend of mine. I've been doing my ministry podcast with. We were on kind of a series, and he was feeling bad about not being as available, and so we just had a conversation. And I said, "Look, if we just do one a month, I'm cool. Like I'm not. We're not getting paid for this, so I know we're both busy, and I get it." So, he's like, that makes me feel a lot better. I can do that, I mean, like it's the summer and there's like a lot of churches, most churches, there's always transitions happening and there's always stuff going on. So, and church world can suck you into it fairly quickly.
Oh yeah.
Consume your time. If you don't guard it well, guard your time well. So anyway, yeah. Once a month, I think we're doing good once a month. If we ever do a second one in a month, then more power to us.
That means that we're somehow getting you like the thumb?
I do. I like it.
Check YouTube for it. It's an exciting addition to the podcast. When I do things with my thumbs.
Oh, and then
I get fireworks.
Yeah. Good.
Yes. But anyway, so yeah, I think once a month is good. Hopefully you guys out there are enjoying the podcast. I know our numbers this year have been good, have been really good. So, I'm glad you guys are sticking with us. And you know what? It's like at the end of last episode when I said, "Hey, if you guys made it to the end, I appreciate you guys." I got literally more than one message of people going, "People don't make it to the end of the podcast." I'm like, I don't like to make assumptions.
Right. And sure.
And if you look at the statistics, I mean, we get hundreds of downloads for each podcast. Like, I can tell you there are a handful of people that make it to the end, but let's just say not everyone does. But we appreciate you all, even if you only make it through like the first 5 minutes.
Yeah. Appreciate it for sure. That's for sure. Now, so it's summer and we both have the teacher peeps as wives. You got big summer plans? I know you guys love to go on trips. Where are you going?
We do.
Where are you going?
We travel. We like to travel. So this year we're doing the beach. And then it's like we do like to travel, and because my wife, like, she has a short period of time off in the summer because, I mean, back when I was in high school, it was 3 months. Everybody got 3 months.
I know.
Got gracious plenty of time. Now it's gone down to 2 months. They have more breaks during the year, but you get 2 months. But then my wife, being an administrator, she gets even less time because she ends later, starts earlier. So,
right.
And there's a running joke at my work where it's basically June and July, probably not going to see Steve that much because we have to cram all the trips into that short period of time. So this year we're doing the beach with some friends. This is a group of friends of mine. We've been getting together since I was in my 20s, so 30 plus years.
Yeah.
And we do that, and my sister and her family go, and there's a bunch of us, and we go to this duplex that my friend's family owns, and we just hang out. And then my parents are meeting us over there, so we're going to do some other family stuff at the same place. And then we're going to go on a cruise the next week with my wife's family.
Cruise.
So yeah, so that's what we'll be doing. So I am hoping on the cruise to not be on social media much.
Okay.
So,
all right.
If there's a dormant week for posting, everybody will know that's why.
I'll pick it up. I'll take it over. I'll pick it up.
Please do.
I've been thinking I want to do more of those videos where you like you perform the lyrics. You know, I've been seeing like I've got a favorite one now on TikTok, and he is hilarious. Like I wouldn't do what he does because he does different characters. Like he'll do a
Oh yeah.
character, and his is really funny. The guy you have shown me, and he's really funny too. But usually he's just kind of dramatic. You know, just really
Hmm.
doing it dramatically. But so maybe I'll do some of those that week. Maybe I'll do some of those.
Please do. It's like, every now and then, because just so you know, I typically do the social media stuff. Every now and then, just out of the blue, something will post from and I know it's Britt because he's the only other one that has access to that. And it's like, I got the birthday post this week, which thank you. Thank you for doing that. That
Happy
was very nice.
birthday! Happy birthday!
Yeah, just another year older. Next year's my Sammy Hagar. Next year's my Sammy Hagar birthday. So
Yeah, you're.
I expect a little Hagar.
I'll listen to that song today. Actually,
You did.
yeah.
Well, I drove 55 today, so I drove 54 today. but but yeah, so that'll be fun. I'll give you the thumbs up whenever it's your turn.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
Just go for it.
Yeah. Like I want to post things. You post good things, and I probably would too. But you know, there's sometimes I think, oh, I should post that on the Christian Geeks, and I'm like, well, he probably already has. Like he sees this stuff too, and usually you do. So, but I can be a little bit more
Well,
mindful that week when you're off of the socials.
whatever you want to do, man,
We'll,
you
we'll
go
do
for
it.
it.
We'll do it. I need to do more commercials anyway. I dropped the ball. We're not going to have like a fun commercial this time, so I'll do that too.
How are people going to know how to promote the podcast
I
for
don't
us?
know. I don't know. How are they going to know to buy our merch? How are they going to know if I
Buy the
don't do a
merch.
silly commercial?
Hey, you know what? Merch is still out there, still selling. So I appreciate everybody who's bought stuff. We've been selling some mugs and some t-shirts.
Yeah, cool stuff.
We got stuff. We
Yeah,
got hoodies. We got, not that you need a hoodie during summer, but if you're in the southern hemisphere,
you never know.
hoodie season's arriving.
Yeah,
So,
go down to the mountains of New Zealand. You never know.
yeah. So, anyway, it's all out there. We're not going to force anybody to buy our stuff, but it's there if you want it. I think it's cool. And I said in the video, I think I said, I recorded like 3 or 4 videos whenever I did the video from my car earlier this week. And I can't remember exactly what I wound up saying, but I'm,
Yeah,
so if I didn't say this, or if I did say this and I'm repeating myself, I apologize. But yeah, so you know, if you got ideas for stuff that you wish we had, like if you think, gosh, if you just had a t-shirt that said this or a t-shirt, like I'm open to ideas because it's pretty easy with the platform we use to just put up new designs and create stuff. So as long as it doesn't involve me like doing like an AI image of, Britt and I like riding a pig or something like that,
unicorn.
I'm good.
Would be a unicorn.
Unicorn I can do. Pig, I'm on the fence about.
We are
But
Gentiles, so that would work.
yes, we are. We are definitely Gentiles. The but yeah, but I'm open to that idea. But for those of you that have bought stuff, we really appreciate it. All that support does not go unnoticed. So thank you guys. But yeah, so today on the
Today,
podcast, we're going to be talking about Brit's favorite album of all time. No, we're talking about Rage of Angels from 1989.
it was a great book by. Oh no, not the book. Not the book. There's a lot
This
of
is
there's
not
a lot of things out there called Rage of Angels. By the way, as I tried to do some research for this album.
Yeah, same. And this is we'll have the episode of Christian Geek Bookcast. We'll record that later. But right now, no, it's this album right here, Rage of Angels from 1989 on Regency Records and REX, which I didn't really know. I mean, I didn't know they had an affiliation, but you know what? I know somebody who does know about this stuff.
Who's that?
Artie knows this stuff.
Oh, Artie.
Yeah. So, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff. There's probably a lot of backstory with this. But yeah, we'll get into that. We'll just, spoiler alert, it's not Brit's favorite album of all time.
Nope.
We'll get into why.
I don't dislike it. It's just it was just not one I ever really got into. I remember friends of mine who loved it, and they would they'd play it, and I'd listen, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. But for some reason, nothing. It never grabbed me. And listening to it this week, I was like, oh, that's probably why. I mean, because you don't really know at the time, right? You look back and you're like, I don't know why that didn't grab me, and maybe it should have, and then you kind of are able to more intentionally analyze it. And so no, but
Well,
it's not a bad album. It's good. It's got some great stuff in it. It's just not, again, just not one that I was ever. It's not as nostalgic for me. Like, I think you probably listen to it a lot. I can't hear you. I still can't hear you.
hello?
Yeah, there you go.
Testing, testing.
There it is.
Yeah, sorry about that. I muted myself to cough and then I couldn't get it unmuted. Um, yeah, so I listened to it a lot. I liked it a lot. I am not blind to its deficiencies, but but I did like it. So there's that. Hey, I had a mail call this week.
You had a mail call.
Yeah, Boone's Overstock had a big sale.
Uh-oh.
So this I got a couple of new things which were not on sale, but those apparently are Father's Day presents. So I had to turn them over to my wife and I can't open them yet. But
Got it.
first of all is this.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, what I'm holding here is the Deliverance picture disc from Retroactive. It's the Deliverance debut album. That's pretty cool. There's no sleeve. It's just it's like the album cover is printed on the disc,
Yeah,
and then all
super cool.
the picture, band picture, and the song list are all printed on the back. So
Love
I'm
it.
excited to put that on the turntable for Sunday morning worship.
There you go.
And then related is this Jimmy P.
Ooh.
Brown's Eraserhead.
Yeah, how much was that one? Was that one big time on sale? I think I saw that.
$5.
$5. I think I saw that, and I really thought about getting it.
It's like $5. I mean, because I've heard a lot of good things. Jimmy P. Brown in his sort of solo stuff kind of does a little bit more of a Bowie vibe. He kind of has it's a little more alternative. I think it still rocks to some degree. I've listened to this album before, but I don't remember exactly. But I mean, for $5 getting it on vinyl, worth
Yeah,
a shot.
I've listened to it recently. I don't know, past 6 months or so.
Yeah.
It's a
So
decent album. It's. I mean, like, it's got some good stuff on it. He's a talented guy. So
no, for sure, for sure. So I'm excited about getting those on the turntable, and then the stuff I'm not supposed to know I'm getting for Father's Day, but I requested it, so that I was told to just buy it as Outdoor Elvis by Swirling Eddies and 10 Songs by Adam Again on vinyl.
nice. Also
So I'm
on sale.
excited.
Those are also on sale.
Well, not really. They might have been like $3 off, but it was like $3 off, and now it's like $40
Right. Oh, sure.
because those and I actually talked to Mr. Boone himself of Boone's Overstock, but he basically said like the rights for these albums are super expensive. So like just the cost to acquire the ability to print them
Mm,
is a lot. And we know in this game, typically speaking, you're going to pay a pretty penny for this stuff. So
yeah.
I mean, and I get it. It's fine. I mean, especially as long as the artists themselves are getting some sort of reward for this. Um, I appreciate that because I was going to buy the album, the Swirling Eddies, directly from Terry Taylor because he posted a link to his Bandcamp where you could buy the same stuff. But by the time I got there, they were all sold out. So, because I assumed that he would make more money off of the ones he sells.
That's a safe assumption,
It is, but you never know.
but it's still an assumption until you get about 95% safe, probably.
Yeah, no. So exciting, a couple of new things for my collection, and then for my birthday, my older son, bought me the double disc vinyl to the soundtrack of Nightmare Before Christmas, the Danny Elfman soundtrack.
Wow. That's good. That's good stuff, actually. Good music.
It is. It is good stuff. And that's one of our favorite movies to watch. So
Yeah.
we may
So,
have been listening to Halloween music in the last week.
well, it's the right season for it. So
Sure.
if anyone wants to know what can we get Steve for his birthday, if anyone wants to know, just send him all your Christian rock trading cards. Just send him all of those, and he'll be a happy camper.
I know. It's like, I feel, I mean, I've got a couple of them, but like, I mean, what I'm stuck with, I've got like Pokemon cards, and then I've got some baseball cards here.
Baseball.
Um, and then in this drawer over here, I've got Star Wars trading cards.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And then let's see what else I got in here. I know I've got more than Star Wars. I got some old school football cards.
Nice.
Yeah. And somewhere I've got, oh, here we go. I've got Incredible Hulk trading cards.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's
So
having problems in that picture. He's having some problems.
don't make me mad. You won't like me when I'm mad. And it's like, that's the real Hulk. This whole like,
Yeah.
DC, like Marvel universe junk. That guy, Bill Bixby, that was the dude. And Lou Ferrigno.
Lou Ferrigno. Remember when Lou Ferrigno was on Mr. Rogers? Remember that?
I don't know that I do.
So Mr. Rogers every now and then would have, like, he had on the Wicked Witch of the West. Like, he would have on these stars to show, like, you don't have to be scared. These are actually just real people dressing up. And
Oh,
so
yeah, yeah,
he
yeah.
would do all these little things, and they would come by and visit. And Lou Ferrigno was one he had on, and they visited the set, and they got to see some things. And Lou Ferrigno just talking about his story, which is, he's actually got a fairly inspiring story.
Hmm.
And anyway, so yeah, when I was a kid, that was the coolest thing. Because we watched The Incredible Hulk on TV
Oh, yeah.
every week, and so the fact that he was on Mister Rogers,
He's approachable. He's just one of us.
he's yeah, he could crush one of us, but yeah, maybe not today, but maybe, I don't know. He's probably still in great shape.
There was always a story going around when I was in elementary school or whatever that he was so big and so muscular that he would like rolled over in bed and like hit his wife with his arm and knocked her out cold. I don't know how true that
I
is,
don't remember that. I don't remember that.
but yeah, this may have just been circulating around my school because I don't know. We were
South
weird.
Georgia, what else you got to do?
Exactly.
Start making up stories about celebrities.
Oh,
All
yes.
right, so news. Let's do some news.
All right. In the news for this week. So it would appear that there's a new Petra album being
Oh
recorded.
my gosh, that came out of nowhere. It seemed.
I know.
I don't pay that much attention, but I pay attention. That seemed like it came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's like this week it was just and it was like in like a random like somebody's Instagram story.
Yeah,
It's like John finishing up vocals for the new Petra album. Like, what? I mean, hopefully it'll be good.
we should start sharing stuff like that. Hey, Sacred Warriors coming out with a new album next week.
Woohoo!
Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm
But we want to be reputable,
Right.
Brett. I mean, we don't want people to go like, don't listen to those guys. They don't know nothing. Now, I'm not saying we haven't ever shared anything that didn't turn out to be true, but we didn't
not
do
on
it
purpose.
intentionally.
Not on purpose.
Yeah. Yeah. So new Petra album, maybe, who knows? But speaking of classic bands and new albums, I was in the car today and I was looking at Apple Music and I was kind of scrolling through trying to find something to listen to. And it said new music. And so I saw like 21 Pilots has a new song and whatever. David and the Giants, brand new album. So I clicked on it, started listening to it. It's just good classic David and the Giants. And I'm a big David and the Giants fan just from the standpoint of like I think those dudes are just stand-up guys. They make good music. It's very predictable, very solid. It's always very solid. Good songwriting, always very Jesus centered. They don't mince words with with their message. Not that that's good or bad, but that's just kind of how they are. Um, but yeah, I listened to probably the first half of it driving around. It's good stuff. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just really good.
I mean, and they like
So,
stayed in your room or something, didn't they?
well, they did come to my house for dinner one
Oh,
time
they came
when
to
I
your house
was,
for dinner. Okay, I got it.
yeah, yeah. And that was the one where David or Keith Thibodeau, the drummer who was on I Love Lucy, and I made him. He played Little Ricky on I Love Lucy, and I made him watch a video of himself. And I even told him it's like, and I've said this story on here before. I'm like,
Yes,
look,
this is the best
I know you've seen this a million times before, but I'm going to show you anyway, just so I can tell people that Little Ricky,
that I
as an adult, watched himself on I Love Lucy in my living room.
in
So
my living room. There you go.
that's my brush with fame. So yeah, David and the Giants. So and that may be why. I mean, I've got a soft spot in my heart, but they are good. It's like they're older now, but
Yeah,
they can still
classic.
rock.
Yeah.
77's new album apparently is complete,
Mm,
and that's gone off to manufacturing now. So if you're got it on the Kickstarter, then it's however long it takes to get that stuff manufactured. That's how long it'll be. But pretty exciting stuff there because, as we all know, that's probably my favorite band. Um, oh, and that reminds me, Striper. If you pledge to their Kickstarter campaign for their film, they had like a teaser like interview thing, and I heard about it, and it was like I think it was this past Wednesday on my birthday, and it was like it was one of those things where it was like, hey, this is coming up on Wednesday. If you were, here, we'll send you the link. This is where you click. You can, and then I was like, well, shoot, I'll just watch it later because I can't watch it right then. And then you get there later, so sorry, this was live. Can't watch it. If you
oh,
couldn't get there live, sorry, it's not there. So it's like,
interesting.
anyway, yeah, it was kind of annoying,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah. It's annoying.
But
Great.
it is what it is. Um,
I mean,
so
it's not like most of your audience probably works a job during the,
I know,
you know what I mean? Like, they got kids or grandkids, some of them.
mhm.
Just saying, like, expecting just everyone to jump on live all the time is, whatever. I'm sorry.
Well, even if you
Something.
leave it up for a couple of days and
Right.
then it's
Sure.
gone,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, I missed it. No big deal. All right, so PFR, they've been recording a new album, but then recently they have decided to take their which it says if you watch the video for the Kickstarter, the album Disappear, which they after they had broken up, they got back together for Roaring Lambs for a song on that, and then they decided to, hey, let's record another album. So they did. They put it out on Squint, which was Steve Taylor's label, and then right after they released it, Squint folded, pulled the record off the shelves, never to be seen again. And oddly, I happen to have a copy of it, and the thing is, I have a copy of it, but I didn't realize it was as rare apparently as it is. So because it was pulled off the shelves and destroyed, it doesn't really, there's not a lot of them out there. So they decided, hey, we're going to re-release this album because as part of like Steve Taylor wound up taking the masters and the rights and everything and just handed them over to the band
Good
and
for him.
said you can do what you want to with it. So they're going to re-release it. And within like 36 hours, they already had it completely funded.
Nice.
So they still got like 4 weeks left of their Kickstarter. Uh, you know, it's if you're interested in it, that's there. Like I have the CD, so I probably will not participate. Plus, they've already been funded. I try to balance it. We've talked about this before. Balance out like what am I willing to spend my money? I'd rather probably spend my money on their new record versus this one, even because it's like $20 for a CD and it's remastered, I think. But it's like I've already got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, then the last thing. Do you have anything
I
that
got a
you wanted
couple
to
things,
add?
but I got a couple things, but I can wait after this.
No, I
Oh,
was just going to
oh,
talk.
we're gonna talk about that. So
Yeah.
yeah, so just a couple things. First, this isn't necessarily Christian news, but two of my heroes passed away this week. Like two of my major musical heroes passed away this week within days of each other.
Mm.
Uh, Sly and the Family Stone guy and Brian Wilson. I was a huge
Mm.
Sly and the Family Stone. I should have. I meant to have my. I have it on vinyl. The greatest hits thing. I've got it on vinyl. I was a huge fan. I listened to that album over and over and over again. I covered songs live from Sly and the Family Stone. Like they were like them and Marvin Gaye and a little bit of P Funk and James Brown. That was like my exploration into funk and as a bass player and just in general, just how do you write this? What are the things about it, And so, huge. And my spiritual mentor really likes Sly and the Family Stone too. So there was just a lot to that. And then, man, I grew up listening to the Beach Boys. My parents loved the Beach Boys, and we had Beach Boys' greatest hits, and we would listen to it on the cassette in the car. And so Brian Wilson, while not maybe an influence as a songwriter, like was a huge part of me growing up and learning to love music. And I appreciated him way more when I got a little older and understood more. Like, oh, he wasn't just writing fun till her daddy takes her TV away songs. Like he could really write. So there's
Yeah.
that. And just a comment on Bride. So I really would have liked to. I mean, obviously I couldn't for a lot of reasons, but they had that show down in South America somewhere, Brazil or
Hmm.
something, and it looked like it was a really cool show. Jamie Rowe was there, and Bride, and some different people were there, and seeing some of the live videos of Dale Thompson over the last few months. I gotta say, there was a season there where I wasn't really interested in hearing Dale Thompson sing very much because he was doing all these albums and the vocals were kind of meh, and then like some of the live stuff he was doing, covers and stuff, was like not really into it. But I'm telling you, man, he's sounding great. He is sounding
Hmm.
really good and strong and expressive, and I'm really enjoying that. I think those are my two things.
Yeah. Bride is such an interesting, like, I'm, and I know that Dale probably is very much in the, hey, look, I've got this is my resume. And he's sung on a lot of things. I think he kind of overextended himself a little bit, sang on too many people's out. This is just my opinion, but you got to make ends meet, got to make a couple of bucks. So I kind of get it there too. So I'm not here to point fingers, but yeah, I agree. There was a while there where I think that the stuff they were releasing was not the best. But yeah, I do agree. Like the live stuff I've heard lately, like at when they played at BMI Event Center sometime back, and that was really good. And I haven't seen any videos from
Yeah,
this show
some of
you're
the
talking about.
acoustic stuff was. I mean, like again, he's not singing everything he used to sing, but he's still sounding really good doing it, and he's hitting stuff, and he's in it. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, it's interesting. He posted the other day something about like we like to change our style every few albums. So if there's a style you think we'd be good at, just post a video of like what style that is here, and we'll consider it for our next album. It's just like the way his mind works is hilarious. It's like we're looking for ideas.
We can do that.
Yeah, so it's
Do that.
like Amish metal. Let's go.
Amish metal.
Yeah. So anyway, so yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah. The thing I wanted to discuss, which I feel like is we call it the elephant in the room kind of thing, is the whole Michael Tate situation. Now we're not going to go down like this path where we're pointing fingers and we're just like really, whatever. I think like at least the perspective I want to give on it is this is a prime example of why we can't look at other human beings and Christian artists in particular as being some sort of like heroes in the sense that like they can do no wrong or that they are above reproach. And I think it's a good lesson. I mean, it's a terrible thing that happened in a lot of ways, and things are still coming out, which who knows if they're true or whatever. But it's not. It's terrible that it happened, and I really pray that Michael is on the path to recovery. But I mean, we're talking decades of damage that has been done.
Yep.
But at the same time, it's like, people have looked because of the level of success that he had with, all the iterations of his career. People look at people in this quote unquote industry that we talk about on this podcast. That's not,
That's totally inappropriate. That's totally
yeah, totally. By the way, I did a finger motion. I did air quotes, and then confetti fell down. That's a terrible.
that's
Okay,
awful.
so if you're on
All right.
YouTube, I apologize. Yeah. So the anyway, bottom line is that this industry that we talk about, we have a tendency to hold these artists up on a pedestal as being like somehow better or greater than we are and having less problems or fewer sins or fewer temptations or fewer whatever. And then when they fall, we have a tendency also to dig a hole and bury them, you
Right.
know. So it's like I think there's a lot of wrong in all of that. And I think it's a good time for introspection when it comes to that.
Yeah. So I got wind of this recently, and we never talked about it on the podcast because I just saw some things, some people talking about it, and I was like, I texted Steve. I was like, "Have you seen anything like this?" So at that point, it was rumor, but there's an official report, and if you read through the report, there's a lot in there, and we're not going to tell people necessarily you have to read it. It's very disturbing. So this is a fall, but it's also a big one. I mean, this is a pretty major thing that was going on, and just to put it out there, like some of this is just learning. Because part of what I feel for is the victims, right? The people who, or what we call them victims, but the people that he abused to whatever degree, and how to some degree what churches, and I think churches are learning more, how to do a better job not dismissing things they see. And so you see some of that in the report as well. Like people are like, "Oh yeah, this seemed really weird," and it's like,
Mm-hmm.
well, maybe. And when you're in an industry that's making money, and just to let everybody know, the Christian industry, music industry, they want to make money. Like, yes, they probably are Christians, and there are people in there who might have good hearts, but ultimately they're out to make money. This isn't a church, right? I mean, they're not giving you their money. I mean, their music for free or for donations or something. So so there's all sorts of things, and we haven't got into it a lot on this podcast only because that's kind of not the point. But there's corruption, and when people get involved with their money, and it's just really sad. So just to encourage everybody, like when you see something that may not be right, don't be afraid to just kind of say, "Hey, what's going on with that?" What's and and so that's kind of what part of what was sad to me is that it went on for kind of as long as it did with some of that. And as bad as some of the things that are coming out and some of the things that he's admitted to, as bad as those things are, we have a God who redeems. I mean, we have a Bible full of people who did some really, really awful things, and God still redeemed them and used them. There were consequences, and there will be for him, I'm sure, and I hope. But that doesn't mean we condemn and we don't offer hope for something different.
Yeah. No, it's the. I mean, it's safe to say that the whole situation is just bad. I mean, it's
It's
just all the
awful.
way around bad for for the victims, the people who were affected by this, the people who had to witness the poor behavior, like just even the stuff that, like, again, we're not going to get into it. Just there's a lot there. There's a whole lot there. And seeing and I think a lot of people have posted like the "What If I Stumble," like the lyrics to that song recently, the DC Talk song, and it's just like this is the embodiment of that, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's like I hope that there's some good that comes out of this somehow, and I pray that there is. Pray that Michael gets his life figured out, straightened out,
For
and
sure.
that everybody who's was affected by it can come through it and find forgiveness and move on. So anyway, speaking of moving on, I just
Moving
want
on.
to. That was kind of like the we had to talk about. Like I didn't want to talk
Yeah.
about it when it was conjecture and whenever it was just sort of
Right.
speculation, but now that it's sort of been proven, I think it's worth at least discussing. So let's talk about some Rage of the Angels.
Rage of the Angels.
So, going back, I listened to some podcast stuff to kind of refresh my memory. There's not a lot online about these guys. There's a little bit, but nothing too much. But I heard a podcast interview with Dan Mariano, and he provided a lot of insight. Now, granted, this is a lot of it's from his perspective, but I feel like it's probably pretty accurate. But
He's the
so
lead
Dan
singer.
Mariano,
The lead
yeah,
singer.
lead singer. So you got Dan Mariano on lead vocals, Frank DiCostanzo on guitars, Greg Kurtzman on guitars, which I think Greg Kurtzman and Dan Mariano were kind of the founding members.
Yeah.
Like they wrote the original demos together and stuff like that. Then Dale Bliffert on bass, and then John Fowler on drums. And so yeah, so
And they're from Connecticut, which, when you think of metal, you think Connecticut. You think that's really where.
absolutely. Well, the funny thing is, like when you listen to this, it sounds like Sunset Strip. I mean, it
Oh,
sounds
it
like
absolutely is.
Hollywood.
It absolutely is. Yeah, we can talk about that later, but go ahead. So
Yeah, so
they got it started.
yeah, so Dan and Greg kind of got it started recording demos, and I won't get into like the backstory before that because it's a little convoluted, and I don't remember all of it. Which is the main reason. But so they started out, and then just through some networking and people they knew and stuff, they wound up recruiting the rest of the band with Frank and Dale and John. Um, anyway, so like they had opportunities, and they wound up getting a record label deal, and so the deal was, or they went in and they were doing some recording. And if I get a couple of things wrong in this details, I apologize. But they were in the studio. No, no, they had recorded the album and they were about to release it, I think. But then by the time they released it, the band had basically blown apart. Like,
Mhm. It was
um,
a recon situation.
yeah, yeah, pretty much. So Frank, they had gotten to know the guys in Steelheart or whatever the previous incarnation of Steelheart was, which Steelheart was a mainstream rock band, and they had gotten to know those guys through proximity. I think maybe they're all from the same basic area or whatever. Anyway, they were starting to hit it big, or they had just signed a record deal or something, and they were about to sign a contract. Rage of Angels was, I think I'm getting this wrong. Bottom line is Steelheart plucked Frank DiCostanzo for guitars. Like, hey, we need him. We need him on. So they signed him away, and then they wound up taking John Fowler, the drummer. So Steelheart took those two members of the band away, and so like before they could even get the album out and start touring for it and supporting it, they were done.
Mm.
And so like that was you can tell that Dan is still smarts a little bit from that
Mm.
because I think he saw like, oh my gosh, we're starting like because by that point the album had just been released. It was starting to get, you know, traction. People were loving it. They were they were starting to get starting to get some popularity, and then the band just disintegrated. So I feel bad for him. I know that
Yeah.
like Dan, because Dan's vocals are to me are part of what makes this band good. I mean, the songwriting from, or at least the musical part of the songwriting and the performance is really good, but I think his vocal style really fit with that era.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they kind of like he was like Vince Neil, Sebastian Bach, kind of he was like kind of the Christian answer to those guys. So anyway, but yeah, they kind of fell apart, and then Dan went on to form another band called Pin Siren that I guess never really did anything. I'm not sure that he really ever was able to do much beyond that,
Mm,
which is unfortunate. And John Fowler, the drummer that was in Steelheart, he passed away 10 plus years ago, I think.
mm.
So yeah. So anyway, that's long story short, and probably slightly inaccurate. That's kind of uh, that's kind of what happened.
Yeah, they had, they did some demos first. This is what some of what I read. They did some demos first and got on some like the heavy righteous metal and the East Coast metal, like some compilation things, and then they did their own demo and like parlayed that into a record deal. I didn't know all that about. That's why they didn't do more, but it was a fairly popular album when it came out in my world because people really I knew people who really loved it, and like I said before, I heard it and it just never grabbed me. And but yeah, it definitely had some, and I always wondered, like, I wonder whatever happened to those guys, so that, and what's funny about Steelheart is they were kind of a one hit wonder. I mean, I don't really remember anything other than I'll Never Let You Go, where that guy's voice is just ungodly high. And, but yeah, the guitar players are amazing. I mean, there's some really amazing solos on this album. This hits right. You said it. It hits right into that Motley Crue, Rat. It's got some Striper ish stuff to it. There's one song that's like, oh yeah, that's a Striper song. And so yeah, totally fits that Sunset Strip Hollywood metal sound. It's a little formulaic, and I don't know, maybe because they weren't really in it or whatever. They were, they're just kind of hearing it right from records and stuff. But and they kind of, this is what Holy Soldier. This album to me is what Holy Soldier did right. I don't know if that makes sense. Like when I was listening to it, I was thinking they're good musicians, got a little bit of a distinctive singer, but good, and all this stuff. But it was like with Holy Soldier, the production was better. Like they fit it better, and it was a little more distinctive while fitting. I don't know if all that makes sense, but Rage
Mm-hmm.
of Angels was trying to be a very high quality version of the hair metal scene, whereas I think Holy Soldier really knocked it out of the park. David Zafiro, and just, we're not going to get it. It's not Holy Soldier topic, but anyway,
But
so those are kind of things I was thinking as I was listening through it.
yeah, I think that. I mean, I think you could be right. Proximity is one thing. I think that you know they probably fall into the same issue that Holy Soldier did as well, which I feel like they came out a little too late
Yeah,
because and Dan even addressed that a little bit in that podcast I listened to, was like by the time this album was released and kind of ran its course, even though they couldn't support it really in any way, they by the time it ran its course and he was ready to do something new, and they were getting some interest from labels and stuff, and then Nirvana hit,
yep,
you know,
exactly.
and Soundgarden and stuff like that, and nobody was interested in a band that sounds like Rage of Angels, and so that is part of that's why Holy Soldier went kind of a more grunge approach after the first couple albums, and then there wasn't really a place for somebody who sang like Dan Mariano.
Yeah, no, there wasn't.
So I mean, it's unfortunate, but I mean, they had a lot of promise. I feel like I feel like with some growth, like if this band would have stuck together, like I feel like a second or third album could have been really incredible.
Yeah, and I really think this is just my take as a whole. There's only one bridge in the whole album. There's 9 songs, and there's only one bridge. There's no slow song, power ballad, which was that was a must have for those bands in those days. Like you had to have one of those. And so they didn't. But I'm just saying there's a lot of things that I think I don't know off the top of my head who produced it, but like if somebody had because like if you hear the Holy Soldier story, they had songs ready to go, and David Zafiro heard them and was like, "No, nope, we gotta write whole all new songs. We gotta wood shop this stuff. Like we have to make sure the songs rock on
Hmm.
their own." And then when you get good performances behind these songs, which these guys in Rage of Angels were good. I mean, they were good musicians. Then like that takes you over the top. So I think a better, more like a more active producer who were kind of holding them to the a standard of sorts, I think would have helped them a lot too.
Well, and this is another tidbit of information I got from that podcast. They had, I believe, they had a ballad for this album,
Okay.
but it was it got run through like the 2-inch tape got run through an airport like X-ray machine
Oh
and
no.
erased.
Oh wow.
I'm pretty sure that's, and I might be getting my wires crossed. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that was for this album. So that may be why there's no power ballad
Yeah,
on there.
maybe. I don't know.
And then the other thing is, which I found interesting, was first of all, Dan is kind of gatekeeping this album from being re-released. He said he's been approached by a lot of people, and I'm sure
Sure.
that Girder's probably one of them. I'm sure they called a lot and all the
Sure.
other re-releasers. But he's basically like, no, I'm not doing that because you're offering me $5,000. You're going to sell these records for $40. You're going to probably sell, you know, 500 of them. You're going to make $20,000, and I'm getting five. So he's talking about that. Like, so he's holding back, and he said he may do something eventually with it, but the all the masters got burned in a warehouse fire. So
Oh
like they would have
crap.
to, if they did a re-release, it would have to be like from a CD,
Yeah, it would have to be. Yeah.
which is unfortunate because that's one of my big complaints about it is it could be produced better or
Yeah.
it could be mastered better.
Yeah.
But
All right.
anyway,
And here's the thing. I'll start. I actually always liked the artwork.
very nice.
I liked it. I
Yeah,
always liked it.
I liked the concept of it. Um, yeah, it's good. I mean, it's very metal. Um, got it's for those of you listening to the audio, it basically has like a ribbon across the top says Rage of Angels, and then it has like a like a demon type angel, and then a heavenly type angel wrestling over the earth, and then there's fire in the background. Yeah, it's good. To me, I give it like a B plus, and the reason why is, and this is very subjective, very subjective. I felt like a lot of the Christian like artwork back in the day, if it was illustrated, it was a little too maybe cartoonish. I think now the graphics have gotten so much better, and maybe some of it is AI, but it just feels like you can the it's a little more cartoonish than I would like for it to be, but I still like it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big fan of fire. I think fire and
Yeah.
metal go well together.
Well, and I like
I
how
do
the
like
shape of the fire is kind of like a heart a little bit.
Mhm.
And I mean, I just, I dig it.
I do like the black and white pictures of them, like in these like really tall vertical photos, and they're all roughly the same height, and they're really primping for the camera.
You know,
I actually kind of like that back of that album. It's pretty nice.
I think you and I should one day do some sort of photo shoot for Christian Geeks where we're wearing a jacket and we got to hold, we got to hold the lapels like he does. Like we got to hold the lapels. Like I don't know where they came up with that pose, but like a lot of bands would do that. Christian and not. Like you just have the guys who would
Well,
just,
he's holding it up. He's holding it up near his chest. He's holding it down near his waistband.
yeah,
Like what does each of those signify?
it's personality choice, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. It's like is one like I'm protecting my heart and one's I'm protecting my belt.
We'll go with belt. We'll go there. We'll go there.
Belt. I better be careful with the air quotes. I know what that does.
Right.
But
All
yeah,
right.
so yeah, I
Hey,
give B plus.
did you say the name of the podcast? I might have. I don't remember. Did you say the name of the podcast you listened to Dan?
Oh no, it's Jesus Freaks
Yeah. I just wanted to
podcast.
plug it just so you know. If
Yeah,
people are
Jason
interested.
Huddle. So check it out. I don't think that podcast is active anymore. Like I don't think they put one out in a few years, but they had some pretty decent interviews back in the day. So go check it out. Jesus Freaks.
All right, let's do some music.
Let's do it.
All right, we got the first song is "Leave You or Forsake You." Yeah, it's a good rocking first song. But just so everybody knows, every song on here is a rock song. They're all rocking songs. But yeah, I like his voice. I'm not crazy about his voice. I'm not a big Vince Neil fan. That's one of the reasons I never got into Motley Crue that much. He's got better screams than Vince Neil, and sometimes when he screams, and we'll listen to this in the next song or as we listen, he's a little Guy Ritterish sometimes with his high voice. He's got a little bit of that. It's not Guy Ritter, but it's a little bit of that sort of thing. But I like it. I mean, the bass player is good. The solo rocks. It's a decent song.
Does it go full gonzo?
Does he go full Gonzo?
Yeah. Like Guy Ritter
No.
gonzo.
You're quiet for some reason.
Does he go full gonzo?
Yeah, that's not.
Not helping? What's the deal then? Hang on.
Oh, hold on. Okay, go again. Does he do?
Testing.
Does he go?
Does he go full gonzo?
No, he never goes full Gonzo.
That's too bad. That's too bad. So this song, the one thing to keep in mind with Rage of Angels and this album in particular is you're dealing with a guy who, and this kind of even relates a little bit to our Michael Tate discussion. This is a guy who is a Christian, probably not the most mature Christian during this time. I mean, I think he definitely had a heart for the Lord and a heart for getting getting the word out through rock music and reaching that generation and that sort of thing. But I think it was a very simple kind of like a simple faith, and you get that a lot through these lyrics. It's like this song he wrote it based on the scripture that his parents always told him, growing up or something. So it's like one of those things where it's just very basic, and the lyrics throughout this entire album are pretty basic.
Yeah.
And maybe a little cliche sometimes.
Yeah, there's some definite cliches, and there's a couple lines that don't. It just, like I said before, it just makes me think if there was a producer that went, you got to rewrite this, or you got to fix this, or, you got to workshop this, you got to work on this.
And that's and
I think
that's
would have
why
really helped.
I think that's why I think if they would have had the time to mature a little bit and
Yeah,
get a
yeah,
little bit
yeah.
older, because I think they were all in their sort of early 20s when this came out, mature a little bit more, grow in their faith a little bit. Because I don't know that everybody in the band was actually a Christian at the time, but
It's a good
I know
question.
that Dan was, and Dan wrote the lyrics, so it was very spiritual lyrics.
Right.
But yeah, it's very simple, but to me, like I do like his voice a lot. Like I like Vince Neil's voice. I kind of like that sort of. I say sleaze rock. I don't know if that's the right way, especially when you're talking about lyrics like this. But that's sort of like that kind of down and dirty Hollywood, you
Yeah.
know, Sunset Strip
Yeah.
vibe.
Yeah.
That's what I get from this whole album. But as we've said, this whole album is very very samey.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah.
good.
All right. Reason to Rock, number 2.
Speaking of cliche,
He just stands in all alone. Won't you listen to me? Got a message and it's calling you wide for the whole world to see. Got a reason. Got a reason to run.
Yeah, it's a little heavier. I like the double bass, and the bass player is actually good. I mean, I really
hmm
there's a couple songs on here where the bass player is busy doing some things, and it fits and it's good. It's not your normal just play one note like some of the Hollywood bands were. Even Motley Crue, sometimes you're like, he's just playing E or the whole time, not the whole time, but it's just. um, so I dig it, and Jesus is the reason to rock, and cliche. This is normal Christian metal 80s band topic. We
hmm
rock, but for Jesus. And, so yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, yeah. This is kind of my. I think because I've grew up in the '80s, cliches don't bother me that much if they're
Right.
presented correctly, or even this like I'm sitting here reading these lyrics in my head, and it sounds really not great. Like if I read them just like this, hey there, standing all alone, won't you listen to me? Got a message and it's coming your way for the whole world to see. Got a reason. Got a reason.
But
Reason to rock.
is it for the person or the whole world? Is it for the,
It's for the whole world to see, but it's coming your way.
it's coming your, oh, I got it. I
No,
see.
it's but the thing is,
I'm joking. I'm messing.
this is actually a great album for to do the dramatic reading. Um, so yeah, so like I read it, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Maybe if you just sort of are in conversation, but if presented the right way and sung the right way and played the right way, I don't care. I grew up in the '80s. I heard a lot of crap that didn't make sense,
Hey,
and it was fine.
and let me just say, there were plenty of other albums that we have done, especially the Angelica album and the White Cross first album, where I look back and I'm like, I loved this album. I was all in.
hmm
And man, it's just one cliche after another. So I get it. But anyway, so these guys are actually more musical than you think. Like when you really listen to what
hmm
they're doing, those guitar players are really doing some amazing things, and some of the solos are really just like, wow, that's really so. They're a little more musical than you might think at first pass, or at least that I thought at first pass.
Yeah, no, I've always thought because to me their music is a little more complex. I think the double guitars help with that, and the music itself, because like when I was listening through the album this week, I was going song after song. I was like, okay, yeah, that was a good rocking song. And then you go to the next one, it's like, oh yeah, yeah. And then like I got through the entire album, and I never got like, oh yeah, this was the skip song. Because for me, there's not a skip song on this record
I'd agree.
because they're all solid.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. All right. Ready for number 3?
I'm ready, man.
Hey man, it's not late for love. I feel like they're
Good.
missing a 2 in there, but they don't care. They're just gonna say it's not late for love.
It's not late for to love.
It's not exactly. That's where it goes. All right, here you go.
She just started life on her own, never seen the light of day. Prancing around on a darkened street, taking what comes away. Kicked out, bored and scared, looking for a place to live. Helpless and blind, with no state of mind, so much love to give. It's not late for love. When it comes from above, all life's been misery, broken heart and tragedy. It's not late for love. Oh, it seems the world's unfair. No one gets a second chance. You're spinning around, never touching the ground, living in some kind of trance. Reach out, grab a hold, time to make a move. Open your eyes, look up to the skies. He's waiting there for you. It's not late.
It's not late for love.
Not late for love, man. Yeah, it's another rocker. It's a little bit of a cliche Hollywood story, like the Hollywood girl goes to, the girl goes to Hollywood and she gets kind of lost and everything. And, life is so unfair, but hey, it's not late for love. If it's for Jesus, if it's Jesus, again,
Mhm.
they weren't really in the Hollywood scene. So you just kind of get this, I don't know if it's a copy necessarily. You get this sort of derivative feeling from it for me. But I don't know. I'm sure it happened in Connecticut too. Maybe I'm sure somewhere in
Hey,
Connecticut
man.
it happened.
Connecticut's rough. The rough streets of Stamford. Maybe I don't know. Yeah, I mean, to me, it's another sort of well crafted hair metal song. But yeah, I mean, his voice to me is really good. Like on the chorus, it's like he's hitting some notes that he probably can't hit anymore, if we're being real.
Right,
But
for sure.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's another good rock song.
I like the chorus a little better on this one. It's a little more melodic for me, and a little more of an actual hook. And I love double solos. I love guitar players that trade off, 2 guitar players they trade off. I love that stuff. Some of my favorite bands only had 1 guitar player, but I love that. Iron Maiden, Striper, like those sort of bands that had the 2 guitar players that kind of traded off.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. All right.
So, oh yeah.
Somebody is watching you, Steve. They're watching you.
Oh, trust me, I know.
Okay.
Somebody's watching. I lose my mind every time you tell me no. It's not your kind to show your face, so baby,
Yeah, this is one of those ones that kind of had some confusing lyrics to me. I won't go into all of them, but there's just definitely some parts where it's like I don't know what's happening. Generally, he seems to be talking about. There's this loose-ish, rude girl who doesn't care what people think of her, doesn't care what she's doing, doesn't seem like she has a problem with this stuff. But don't you know, somebody's watching you, and I'm not going to go into the logical issues with this. However, um, it's a it could easily become stalkish, like a stalker sort of thing. It's like, hey, somebody's watching you. Every breath you
It's
take, every move
me.
you make, and I'm like, ooh, I'm not. I'm sure that's not how he meant to write it. I'm sure the idea of the lyrics was meant to convey like God is watching you, like God sees what
Hmm.
you're doing and he cares. I just don't think the lyrics properly express that to me.
Well, I mean, you don't want to be too overt with something like that. You wanted to give a little more mystery to it. Is it a stalker or is it Jesus? I don't know. Yeah, it's like the one part about like this is maybe my least favorite song on the album, and I think part of it is like it's the sort of talky part toward the end. It was
Right.
like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
me and the boys got something to say. Why don't you take a listen? You know, every day we take for granted that if we should die, that we would go to heaven. It's like it's just a little. I'm not sure what the vibe was there, but that's again, this was 1989, and somebody's watching you.
Somebody's watching you. Okay. To be fair, that's technically a bridge. That's a type of bridge. So, okay, I'll give him two bridges on the whole thing. I'll give him two. But yeah, no, okay, so they've got, by the way, they have great energy. I haven't said this about the album. I like their energy. I think that's one of the positives of this band. They've got good energy, but it's not rushed. I don't know if that makes sense to people musically, but
Hmm.
that's something that I really appreciate about them. So, all right, number numero cinco, hooked on a good thing.
Hmm.
Little drum solo.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of like the end of the song at the beginning.
True.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know how you found me. I must have been in my sleep. I never felt so alive from. I never loved so deep. Since you came to make your injection, I haven't been the same. Your love is like an obsession, a fever I can't take. Somehow you knew I was burning. You put me under control. You took away all the fear in my heart, and now I'm starting taking it slow. Since you came and made your connection, my life has changed completely around. You fill me with your holy affection, in you eternal life to be found. Now I'm hooked on a good thing. I never knew it could be this good. Look at the reason, but you gave me it all in return. Hooked on a good thing. My hunger for you goes stronger each day. Look unto the King, hear what he has to say.
Yeah, a little faster. They got the two verses there in the beginning. Man, I dig the riffs. I dig the music a lot. It's kind of a simple idea. He kind of goes into how Jesus found him and drew him in, and now he's hooked on Jesus, and it's so great, and it's the best thing ever. So yeah, it's a cool little song.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like whenever they really get into it, you can hear um where's the since you came and made your connection, like in the music behind that's like that sort of it's sort of a almost like a cliche riff, but I love it like dun 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 dun
Oh
dun
man,
dun
yeah,
dun.
cool. Yeah,
If done right, it's awesome, and
yeah,
this is done pretty
for
well.
sure.
So, but yeah, another good rock. I mean, another good rocking song. It's interesting because you got two verses, and then you've got the chorus, and then
Like
there's
so.
only two verses in the chorus.
Okay, so one of the things that, again, as I was listening to, I was like, this could have used a great producer. I'm not trying to talk bad about whoever actually did produce it. I'm just, as I'm listening to it, they really like to solo. Like their solo sections go on, and they're good, but they could have tightened some of this stuff up. You know, they could have tightened up some of this stuff and added some more interesting parts, added a bridge, added some more dynamics and some different things. And in some songs that they do, it's really cool. But anyway, all right. Now I don't. Is that the first side? Is it 5 and 4? I'm assuming.
I think so. Yeah,
So
I
I
think
like the
so.
second side better. I actually like the second side better. First, me personally. All right. So we're getting into number 6. Do you still believe in love?
Yes, yes, I do.
Okay.
Oh, that's a song. Sorry.
I'm forever chasing you. It seems you're always on the run, with nowhere to go and no one to meet. You say that life is killing you, but don't you know? Sometimes we're too blind to see. Do you still believe in love? Do you still believe in me? Do you still believe in heaven above? God's holy love, the one thing that sets us all free. Do you still believe in love?
Yeah, so this is one of the more Striper-ish songs. It's got the kind of double leads in the beginning. It's definitely pop metal in that sort of vein like Striper loves to do. And there's like 3 or 4 solos on this. Like they trade off several times. So it's one of my favorites on the album for sure. And even though I love heavy music, it's just this is one of the best written songs, I think. Even though I also think the lyrics are a little confusing. I'm like, is he in a relationship with this girl? I think so. I think that's what he's talking about. Like, you know, if we're in this relationship, we have to believe in God and each other, sort of thing. So, but no, I dig this song actually.
Yeah, I mean, and it speaks to being a couple, the thing that sets us both free. Because I was like if I started saying that to you, Britt, you would probably be like, "Why?
Yeah.
What are you talking about, Steve? Like, chill out, bro." Um, Britt, we have to believe in this thing that sets us both free.
It's this is free, man.
No, yeah, it's to me this is one of the strongest songs on the album, and I believe this was one that we played on the radio fairly often. But
Oh,
yeah, it's like especially that riff after the chorus where we started fading out. That was like straight off a Striper record.
oh man, so good. And it's good.
But yeah, no, and this was in prime Striper territory. This was
Yeah.
like right in that, that to hell with the devil,
In God we
in
trust.
God we trust.
Yeah.
All that stuff was kind of right in this area. But yeah, no, I mean another strong song. I mean, to me, I feel like this album could have been like listening back on it now, especially with the car stereos we have now, the headphones that we have now, all of that stuff. I would love for this to have a richer production to it because I think that if it, lyrics aside, I think the performance, the singing could benefit from a better mix,
Yeah.
better production.
Yeah.
And overall, it could sound incredible. But unfortunately, since recording masters are gone. It's like if we get a re-release of this, it's going to be, a remaster from a CD, which
Right. Yeah.
is what it is. But
Yeah. Yeah. Some of the mix definitely gets a little muddy, and it's hard to hear sometimes what the guitars are doing. Like it's not as easy to hear what the guitars are really doing. Is the parts aren't as distinct sometimes, so things get lost. I'm with you.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, the master whatever tapes, reels that they had or whatever that they did back then, or like you said, were burned up. So we'll never be able to kind of remix it, master it. So, all right, the next song is "Rock for the Rock," another one of those. Hey, we're rocking, but we're rocking for Jesus songs. Because if one's good, two has got to be even better.
well, I think they should have like the epilogue for this album should have been a song called "Reason to Rock for the Rock."
Reason. Nice. I like a
Sort of.
reprise. There's got to be a reprise in it. So
Absolutely.
this is definitely another Striper-ish song, which I'm sure you'll hear as we get into it. All right.
It's been a hard road to travel. You know it takes some time to speak what you believe in and make the words to rhyme. So listen close to what we say. We feel that God's the living truth.
Music though.
So let's shout it with conviction and let us scream into our new. Let's rock for the rock, the one that gives us life. Let's rock for the rock, the one that is the life. Come on,
Yeah, man. I like it's Striper-ish. It's not just like
Yeah.
Striper, but it's Striper-ish, and that's sort of the double leads together, the melodies, and I dig it.
How do you feel about the lyrics?
Well, I mentioned to Steve before we started recording, like one of the lines really made me laugh. He's talking about how it's hard to find something to believe in, man. Just like it's difficult to get words to rhyme. And I'm like, that's talk about first world problems sort of thing. That's your problem. That is the problem that makes you need to rock for the rock. Yes. So
Well, think about it. I mean, like this dude started this band, and he's the singer, and he's the primary lyricist for this
get it.
band. That's the biggest thing he's got going on. How do I make
Get it.
these words rhyme?
I get it. And you just couldn't Google or chat GPT rhyming words back in the day. I mean, you had to know. You had to
Bingo.
know you had to know other words.
This is the '80s, man. It's like you get the thesaurus out.
His dictionary, he's doing something.
No,
They
it's
actually did
clear.
make rhyming dictionaries back then. I'm just,
Oh yeah,
I mean, that's how old we are. They had actual books that were rhyming dictionaries. Anyway,
those were the good old days. Yeah, he needed to go kind of hang out with Eminem because Eminem can rhyme anything with anything.
anything.
But yeah, another good song. Yeah, you're right. It does. It sounds like one of the sort of heavier like '80s Striper tunes. But yeah, I mean that doesn't mean it's not a direct copy or rip off, of course. But it just kind of has. It's definitely influenced. Yeah, again, the lyrics are kind of cliche, but if you sing them right and they rock, I can look over that.
If it rhymes, we're good. As long as it rhymes, we are.
You know, time rhymes with rhyme, truth rhymes with youth, rock rhymes with rock.
Yeah, it does. It rhymes for sure.
Just saying.
All right. So number 8, we have "Are You Ready for Thunder?" This might be my second favorite song on the album, personally.
Let's go.
It's a little more metalish. It's a little Dio-ish. It's a little more like something you'd hear from Bloodgood than Striper necessarily. And
Hmm.
it's so I like that's probably why I really kind of dig it. It's a little more in that vein, and the singing's good. And I mean, it's about the end times, and so it's not cliche, but it's common in those days. And we've talked about this. A lot of those metal bands would have some sort of "Are you ready for Jesus?" sort of to come back and all that. They'd have that sort of stuff. It's a little more progressive and dynamic, which I like. Yeah, it's good. I like it.
The I mean, I got to give credit where credit's due. Like the following lyric says, "Follow the light, deny the nocturnal breed."
Ooh,
See, that's pretty deep.
yeah, it
Yeah, we've
is.
been given a hard time with the lyrics, but you're lost in the dark. You know what it is that you need. When the fire rises, you won't have a moment to bleed.
Nice.
But I mean, that's pretty deep. But all that aside, yeah, it's a good song. I don't know that it's my second favorite, but it may be just a stylistic thing more than anything else.
Yeah, probably.
Good, but yeah, I mean, I don't hate it, but I don't love it quite as much. But it's still a good song because I think all the songs on this are solid. Like I said, to me, there's no skip songs on this. But yeah, good song, good solid song.
Yeah. All right, last song, number 9. Don't give up.
Don't you see the lights of the city? No time just to walk in the sun. Don't cry, there's a reason for living. Take a look in the mirror, baby, don't use the fun. Don't give up when you're down and out, even smiling. Don't you frown, give it all you got. There's a better way, just be on the horizon.
Don't give up, man. Well, okay. So a couple things about this song. I like it. It's a cool song as far as like the music and the melodies and like it's cool. However, in our modern sort of perspective, where we've probably learned a little bit more about mental health, this
Hmm.
is the sort of song that, and I'm not saying it's totally wrong, but the sort of song that's like, hey, if you're depressed and suicidal, just hey, life is going to get better, man. Just life is going to get better. And there's a certain amount of truth to that, and there might be somebody who needs to hear that is sort of on that spectrum of mental health issues that they just need a little encouragement, maybe. But and I don't want to go too far on the other side and say like, well, if you're suicidal or depressed, like that just means you have this huge problem either, right? I mean, there's a spectrum of issues, right?
Hmm.
And degrees. But anyway, it just kind of hit me as I was reading through the lyrics, going, yeah, I don't know if this song would fly these days, you know?
No, it's almost I mean, and cringeworthy is kind of that's a strong reaction, but it's like when you're reading it, you're like, because I've known people who are going through depression, like severe depression, and the last thing in the world they wanted to hear from me is like, don't give up. There's better days. You know, it's like, don't give up. Keep on smiling.
Just keep smiling.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, I agree. And maybe, and I don't know. I don't know what this song was born out of. If it was just like, okay, we need to do a song about depression and how people can just smile and be out of their depression. It's like, I don't know, but yeah, I agree. A little bit cringeworthy. Good song if you don't really pay that close attention to the lyrics, but
And it has the first bridge, official bridge of the album. Like we can kind of grandfather another one in there, adopt another one into that, but this has the first bridge of the album. So kudos.
yeah, last song of the album.
That's something I
The
got to get
last,
it in. But it's
the,
actually kind of a good idea for the last song, right? The last song, don't give up, right? You leave them with that, leave people with that message. Again, I don't know what the lyrics really, again, would fly these days, but that's sort of where we are.
well, there's probably a handful of people that if you maybe this is the message they need to hear.
Like I said, I think that's true. It's more like in some ways our sensibilities have gone on another, almost to the extreme in another way. Like, oh, well, you
Hmm.
need serious help if you have any sort of thoughts of, like we're kind of quick to label things in that sense, right? Whereas
Right.
back then they were quick to like, well, just get over it, just be happy, like whatever. You're like, you know, again, there's somewhere in the middle that's probably a good balance, right, and a good mix. But
Well, I'll say this: like there have been times, and I was one particular person I'm thinking of who was having depression issues in my past, probably not too long after this album was released. And I kind of took this approach with them, which is just like, just stop being depressed. Your life is really good. It's like, here's all the things about your life that are really good. Just stop. Guess what? It didn't stop. That didn't make it any
so,
better.
no, it didn't.
And then you realize, maybe there's more to this than just stop being depressed. So,
And again,
yeah.
I'll just say this: I think where I've come to in my life is we are holistic people. In other words, like I don't want to dismiss like there's all sorts of parts to a person. I think too often in our medical and whatever industry we segregate people out. It's like, well, you're spiritual over here and you're mental over here and you're emotional over here and you're physical over here. Like, does that make sense? Like they're all supposed to work together. Like the gospel, this is me, I'm sorry, I get off my soapbox a second, but the gospel is meant to integrate us, not divide us internally, if that makes sense. So I think all the parts of those, mental health, emotional health, spiritual health, physical health, like they all have parts to play. And that's why, at least for me, it's not quite as holistic as. But again, I would have totally been on board with this song in 1989. I've been like, yeah, man, yeah, just don't give up, just whatever. I mean, I get it. So I wasn't quite as, I don't know, evolved or whatever back then.
I would venture a guess to say that if you talk to Danny Mariano about this, he would probably agree with us that maybe this was a very
Yeah,
naive, kind of simplistic way to treat depression or
right.
whatever.
And I probably
But and
wrote a
then,
song at some point like this back in the day, right? I mean, like, I probably did.
like, you got Jesus, man. That's all you need. It's all good. And you counter that with like the Calamity Kills, their latest kind of hit, which was 988, which I can't remember but the whole song was about depression and the 988 suicide hotline, and
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was about there's hope, but this is a place you can go
yeah,
reach out to people. But
yeah.
and if you follow Jamie Rowe on any of the socials, he's very much on the God's got you kind of.
Oh,
He's
I've been appreciating his. I mean, I have for a while, but yeah, I appreciate it.
his journey has been an interesting one. Not to get too far off topic, but just kind of watching him kind of go from the Guardian is in my past. I don't deal with that to kind of embracing it again to denying it again. Not denying it, but just kind of like Christian music industry is bad, and we did that, and I'm over this, and then kind of sort of come a more mature sort of viewpoint of
Yeah,
spirituality and Christianity and stuff. It's been cool.
yeah. I think he's come to a healthy place where he's like, that's
Yeah.
not me anymore, but that doesn't make it bad. And
Hmm.
it was what it was, and it was an important time in my life, and I'm not going to just throw the baby out with the bathwater sort of idea. But I'm going to focus on I'm being creative with who I am now, and I just think it's
Hmm.
healthy. I do. I think
Absolutely. Well, Rage of Angels, we did it.
we did it.
I've been floating this out to Britt for some time now. He
Yes.
keeps pushing back. I powered it through. But yeah, so
Oh, and
Rage of
we forgot to mention in the news the Brave singer guy passed away. We forgot that.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Forgot
yeah.
that. I'm sorry.
Which is kind of not the same thing, but it's like they're kind of in the same vein and mold as this.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I think if the Elefantes could have gotten a hold of Rage of Angels, they would have done some pretty crazy stuff with him.
Totally agree. But
But
yeah,
but yeah,
so our rest in peace to him, and
hmm
comfort to his family, and so that was kind of a big thing this week too.
yeah, yeah. I felt bad. I felt bad for all of them, and it's like I kind of wish. No offense to the current Brave lineup, but it would have been cool to see that original lineup get back together before his passing. But yeah. So that's kind of sad. But we finished this episode 79 in the books. We're in the 80s next episode.
In the 80s.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. But yeah, so in the show notes of this episode, I'll put links to all the like Kickstarter stuff that I talked about. And then also I'll shoot a link in there as well to Danny Mariano's band after this, Pin Siren, because some of their stuff is they're the album I don't know if it was like a demo album or whatever is up on YouTube. So I'll put a link in there to that because
Good.
it's pretty good.
Yeah. Cool.
Pretty good stuff. But yeah, so thanks everybody for riding along. Remember we have merch. Go to our website. I talked about in the last episode about putting some kind of banner on our website. I did not do that. But it's in the menu and on the footer, so go find it there. But yeah, our website, geeksrockcast.com, has all of our episodes. It has a link to the merch store. Of course, we're on Instagram and on Facebook and on YouTube. I'm getting better. Like this last time, I think I put it up within the week.
Yeah, you did a good job for sure.
Because just so you know what happened, Britt gets the assets to me pretty early, gets the video and the audio, and then I sit on it for a while and I forget about it, and then like a week after that, then I get time to edit it together and upload it. So
You got to give it time to hatch. You sit on it for a while. I got to give it time to warm up and hatch.
absolutely.
Which are-
So that's all coming out. I'm trying to line up an interview for next week, which we won't release it next week, of course, but we'll release it sometime probably in July. But yeah, stay tuned for that. I will not mention names because that's usually jinxes it.
that usually does. Yeah,
But
for sure.
yeah. Well, anyway, thanks for listening, everyone. And I'm glad you made it to the very end. And for those of you that did and reached out to me and got some stickers sent to you, I appreciate it. I still have a few stickers. So if you made it to the end of this, shoot me a message. I'll send you some stickers free of charge. I even mailed some to Canada. So
my
I'm willing to
gosh.
pay Canadian postage. So
And you're trying to bring you're trying to bring the world together, man. You're trying to bring the world together.
What that proves to me is we are an international show.
International. We absolutely are international.
Global.
As it were. We're huge in Armenia. All right.
Something.
So yeah, peace out, guys. Appreciate you.
See you soon.